So let's bring back in Vahe, Brad, and Ellen, my favorite part of the entire show, the Roundtable segment. And the guys, the Chiefs just made it officially official. Steve Spagnuolo is the new defensive coordinator of the Chiefs. I got to get each of your reactions. So Vahe, let's start with you.
Well, look, I think, as we were saying earlier, Danny, it a little bit unimaginative to me, but also stable. I think kind of stable, and I think you have to be optimistic about the energy that you might assume, anyway, to be between Andy and Steve from their past together.
Brad, your thoughts?
Well, guess what? I wanted Rex Ryan, but the Chiefs didn't ask me
like
for
oil
my
and water.
pick, or
No.
did they care about my opinion? I agree with Vahe. It's a middle-of-the-road pick. Let's just hope he can make the Chiefs' defense a little bit better, because I think that's all we need.
A middle-of-the-road pick? A middle-of-the-road defense, maybe. But again, like you guys both said, that's all they need to be successful with this kind of offense. Ellen, your thoughts?
Yeah, I would agree. It's fine would be the word that I would use. It's fine. I think that as long as the defense improves a little bit, I think Spags will bring a little more fire, though, to the sideline, so that's kind of exciting. And Andy Reid obviously trusts him to run the defense completely so that he can really focus on the offense. So I think it's a fine hire. I think the Chiefs will be fine.
Is it okay that I'm really excited about saying Spags on air like all the time? Like Spags, like it just feels cool. It sounds great. Yeah, I wanted it to be a little bit more imaginative, like Vahe said, and somebody more like Chris Richard, get the younger guy in there, change it up, get crazy. But speaking of changes, maybe Spagnuolo comes in and changes up this defense from the 3-4 base that it is or was under Sutton to a 4-3 defense that he's enjoyed and put into place with his last few defenses. So I could see that being a little imaginative, a little crazy, see what you're going to do with D Ford and Justin Houston in that kind of situation, and maybe get Dorian O'Daniel more snaps at the will linebacker if that is the case. So you know what? The more that I've read about it, the more I think about it, I'm kind of excited about this hire. I think it'll be great. I can call him Spags all the time. It'll be awesome. Well, outside of the defense, what's the one thing that the Chiefs need to do this offseason to get to the Super Bowl next year, Vahe?
Boy, it's such a good question. I mean, and we're really taking the defense part out of the table. So I think this. Let's remember this. Patrick had a brilliant year, and he should be the MVP if he's not. It almost doesn't matter. We know he's the MVP. But Patrick could be better. Patrick might not throw as many touchdown passes and be better. You know, when we look back at this game, this loss, part of it was on the Chiefs in the first half on their offense. And I'm not blaming Patrick. It's a team loss.
Right.
But the point is, he is going to get better. He could be better. And I think that believe it or not, that's going to account for another aspect of their margin of improvement next year.
Brad, I guess we're eliminating the defense. So what do you think?
I think their rushing game needs to get a little bit better. To Vahe's point, Patrick Mahomes made a couple of mistakes, but he was unbelievable this year. He can get better, but I think we can take some of the pressure off of him by allowing that rushing offense to get a little better. I mean, look, Kareem Hunt was awesome earlier this year. Very hard to replace him, but look at what that defense or what that offense was doing when there was the threat of Kareem Hunt coming through the middle. And it changed when he was gone, and then they had to rely more on Patrick's arm.
Yeah, Ellen?
Yeah, you got to protect Patrick. I mean, you saw in the New England game, it was crazy. And then even in the second half, guys were running at him like crazy. They have to protect the quarterback. He's the most important person right now on the Chiefs team. You got to protect him. And then the other thing that I would look for in the offseason is the draft. Who are they drafting? How does that go well? Does it go well for the Chiefs? I think that if it does go well for the Chiefs, and obviously they are probably going to be focusing on defense with the draft, I think that the guys will do even better and certainly could get to the Super Bowl.
Look, Travis Kelce is amazing, and he's one of the best, if not the best, tight end in the entire National Football League, but I'm all about getting him a really good number 2, maybe even a good number 3, because we know how Andy Reid likes to have multiple tight ends in his offense. He likes to utilize them, but I'd like somebody, look, I love Demetrius Harris as a person. He's great to talk to, easy to talk to, but I'm going to need a tight end who can catch some more balls. Please, that would be great. I'm all about the tight ends and the receivers in this instance. So speaking of free agents, here's a look at some of the impending ones this offseason. D Ford, Mitch Morse, Chris Conley, Spencer Ware, Alan Bailey, just a few of those names that'll be looking for a new contract. If you're the GM, which of those players you want to keep in your locker room the most, Vahe?
I really think you got to keep D Ford. I mean, we're remembering what happened at the end, and that's really unfortunate, but D Ford had a great season. D Ford's a big reason they got to that game.
Brad?
You got to keep Ford because of his talent. Mitch Morse, just because he's a stud. And I think you've got to keep Spencer Ware just because I think you've got to have a strong rushing game, and I like him better than what I've seen from the others.
Ellen?
Pay money for Dee Ford. Obviously, that's probably going to cost a lot of money. Yes, Spencer Ware, if it makes sense financially, because I think he's going to have to compete for a starting job. So if it makes sense financially, bring him back. If it doesn't, then just focus on Dee Ford.
Yeah, I'm on the Dee Ford train. You know what? I like Alan Bailey. He didn't really do a whole lot when it comes to the stat sheet this season, but I like bringing him back. And of course, I like Mitch Morse. I like him as a person. I like him as a center, and I think that veteran leadership on the offensive line is needed. They signed Ryder to a new deal. He's insurance policy, but I think that those are the guys you're going to want to bring back. All of y'all, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be right back.